The action role-playing video game Fallout 4 is certainly a great time. I have put in so many hours into this, and even nearly a decade later, this one is still entertaining as it was when it had first came out. Yeah, the thing about role-playing games is that you can sink so many hours into it and still not seeing the whole thing. So, taking place in the year 2287, 10 years after the events of Fallout 3, a character simply known as Soul Survivor is emerging from a long-term cryogenic stasis in Vault 111. When their spouse is murdered and their son is kidnapped, then Soul Survivor has to venture out into the Commonwealth in order to locate their missing child. Now, I had talked about this before in the past, but I don't have that much experience with this franchise. This is the only Fallout game I played up to date, and I have heard stories throughout the years that people spend hundreds of hours playing this and still not seeing all the content just because of how massive this game really is. Which is why role-playing games are great in my opinion, just because there is so much you could do within them. For example, in this one, not only is there the main story and side quests, but you can actually spend hours upon hours leveling up your character and making sure they are ready to fight in the wasteland, because this game isn't easy whatsoever. Now, I think it is cool that this game recently did get a resurgence, all because of the TV show. You know, one of my friends, she actually is a huge fan of that show. And because of that, she actually got into this game for the first time, where she has invested dozens of hours into it. In fact, the whole story, I don't really know it because I always get sidetracked with side missions. Like, literally, there are so many missions in this game. It could take hundreds of hours and you still wouldn't have seen the whole thing. The map is large. And quite frankly, while the Soul Survivor isn't that interesting of a character just because, well, you don't know that much about them. And the customization, I wish it was a little bit better. It's not bad here. Certainly, this game is a lot of fun. And it's very frustrating because it's very difficult. Like the enemies, the Deathclaws definitely brings out some very intense moments. The super mutants, definitely another difficult enemy. And then of course, giant scorpions. Like this game, literally, it just frustrated me to a point where I just had to run away from the enemies just because I wasn't well equipped on my journey. Another useful feature is the Pip-Boy. Seriously, it's like its own modern version of the cell phone in the wasteland. You listen to music, which is some of the best music I heard in a video game over the years. Then there's also the VAT system, which I use frequently personally because you can just target so many body parts where you could do significant damage to the enemy. But particularly the ability to construct and deconstruct settlements, I thought that's pretty cool. Or even learn about the companions such as Cosworth, Dogmeat, Piper, and among several others. Nonetheless, when it comes down to it, again, I would highly recommend it if you never checked it out because it is well worth a playthrough. Just be forewarned that you can spend hundreds of hours in this game and still not seeing everything. I'm giving this video game an 8 out of 10. Another point I wanted to mention is that the voice options for the player comes off as lazy. And I get this is the first game in the series to have voice dialogue for the main player, but it could have been done a little bit better. It feels like a discount Mass Effect, where in those games, what you said actually affected the story. That's not the case here. Still, this is an entertaining game. I definitely have a lot of fun with it. I will continue to play it going forward. And maybe one day I'll check out the other video games in the franchise, such as Fallout 76, New Vegas, and of course Fallout 3. The graphics look amazing even by today's standards. And while this game isn't perfect, it is a whole lot of fun when it really comes down to it. And that is my review of Fallout 4. Okay, leave your comments down below in the section and let me know what you think about this video game. Alright, this is Slim Guy 172 saying peace out.